right, this is where you use your imagination. You think of the movie Game of Thrones. And when Chris Pratt comes in with that little dance he does, that's me and the Colonel coming in.
Yeah, right. There you go. That would take some imagination.
Yeah. And we look good at it. Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Morning, Moore County. Hey, you better get up. Get out there. Make your tea time. Weather's fine. Not going to be afternoon, though.
All right, you got your standing orders. Don't forget, of course, this program being heard and seen around the world on the live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where that link is located. If you're on your mobile device, YouTube will do the work. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man in there. If you're just looking at our audio stream, well, we suggest things like TuneIn, iTunes Stream, but those apps work well, free and available at your app store. Just put WEEB in the search, and as always, you can get it on our website at talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says, on the air, listen live. Tap it once, and you're listening that quick. Well, these next 2 days are going to be the best of the week for us here in the Sand Hills. Look for, why? Well, because the dew point's going to be down in the 50s. So temperature kind of comes irrelevant. It'll be dry on the skin and crisp feeling, and that's the important part. Sunny today, 88 for a high. Then tonight, clear, 62. Tomorrow, a little cooler. Still the humidity in check. Partly cloudy, high of 84. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, 64. Thursday, the dew points start to climb up as another front pushes through. Partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorm, high of 90. And then Friday, we're back into the soup big time. Dew points in the 60s, sunny and 94. That high enough for you? Good. We'll keep it there Saturday, sunny and 94, 95 Sunday, Monday 95. No end in sight, my friends. And you know, if I see a ray of hope out there, I'll be the first to tell you.
Perfect. More Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. You want to get out there and enjoy it, and Mother Nature goes, ha! Surely you jest.
Cook out, play some softball, throw some shoes.
I just like it to be normal around here. I mean, we seem like we always just jump from winter to summer. Boom. With maybe a month of decency in there. That about sum it up?
Yeah. Well,
and then when it gets to fall time, fall never gets here. We just go to Thanksgiving Day and boom, winter shows up.
Well, I don't know. There's some nice days in there.
Not many. And people say, oh, global warming. Oh, no, it's not. So we told you yesterday, if you eliminate mankind off the face of this earth, it'd still be the same because you can't get close. You can't begin to touch the major gas-producing item there is on the face of the earth, and that's volcanoes.
Yeah. And they're going to get worse here, too.
And there are hundreds of them. Yeah. And the planet's always in motion. And little things like we told you about, asteroids that come. We've had asteroids come between the moon and the earth several times over the last several years. And that's bound to have a jerking effect on that moon. And that moon creates all our weather, that in the rotation of the earth.
And don't forget sunspots.
That too, yeah. Which are relatively low right now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it is in a recession right now. Yeah. I'd have to read up on it. I don't know.
Well, they run in 17-year cycles or something like that.
Yeah, we've been having several large ones going on, solar storms or whatever. I'm not sure what all the terminology is, but the sun has a huge effect too. So
big effect. That's what we're fighting all the time. Yeah, to underestimate what it does to us would be your peril. But anyway, I don't think we can either speed up or slow down whatever's going to happen. We know we're going into another ice age. We're in a mere 10,000 years. I'll be here for it.
Right. Somewhere.
Yeah. But you want to definitely have moved to Florida by then because everything north of there will be under 30 feet of ice.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah.
300 feet ice. Yeah.
So, yeah, take that one on.
Of course, there'll be plenty of beach, too.
Yeah, the Atlantic Ocean will be frozen down to a certain distance, and so will the Pacific, and it'll be an interesting time to live in.
Yeah, be moving all these boulders and stuff around again.
I guess we'll have to depopulate the Earth a little bit.
Yeah, well, that'll happen on its own.
Yeah.
That runs in cycles, too. I mean, 1919, you had the big flu epidemic. And
right now we're at a lull in repopulating America.
Right.
Where our birth rate is way down. I think it was back down to what it was in the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that earlier this week, which would have been, yesterday. All right, but back to the forecast. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are variable at 6. Winds calm variable at 6. Pressure 29.97. Dew point 64, but dropping. Humidity 100%. They say, did you see fog coming in?
No, I didn't see any of that coming over here. Thought it was a pretty nice morning.
You go by the airport on the way in.
Yeah, nice cool day. Put the window down, stick your arm out.
All right, sunny and 64 degrees.
Yeah.
We'll call it.
Golfing weather.
Somebody needs to go out to the airport and slap the reporting machine.
It might be foggy over there. You never know.
All right, it is 34 past the hour. Let's move on to morning sound bites and see if we can liven your day up with that. All right, here we go. Today is National Waiters Day and Waitresses Day.
Man, okay.
So officially happy National Waiter and Waitresses Day. I'm sure you love telling customers all about the 12 salad dressings, right? And things like that.
Happy National Waiters and Waitresses Day. I'm sure you love telling customers all 12 salad dressings you carry just to have them choose ranch. So be nice to your servers today. Maybe give them a little extra. Also, so they don't sneeze in your salad or put their fingers in your eggs.
Yeah. There you go.
Here's an old, even if when you're at the restaurant, you're expected to tip because, well, the employer won't pay them. So they expect you to. And that's another thing. Are you allowed to ask, what is your post-tipping policy here? Meaning, if I tip you, does it go into a community jar?
Right.
Where everybody gets a certain percentage based on
and split it,
their seniority here and what they do? Or do you get to keep it all? Because if it's the community jar, it'll be different from what it'll be if I'm tipping you.
Right, the individual. That's exactly right. Yeah, which may be more or less or nothing.
Yeah. If you've done a crappy job, I'll leave 1 penny so you know I didn't forget that tip.
Yeah, if you got your thumb in my eggs when you're delivering the plate.
Yeah, things are not going to go well. Let's see. You ever wonder the word tip, where the word tip comes from?
No, I have never wondered.
All right, well, cut the lights off here, and we're going to play an old tipping film for you from high school age.
Is this like tipping
It's
cows?
National Waiters and Waitresses Day. In the late 1700s, English writer Samuel Johnson frequented a coffee shop that had a bowl labeled "To ensure promptitude." So he and other guests would put a coin into the bowl to receive better service. That was shortened to TIP, and then simply tip. So don't forget to ensure promptitude and celebrate Waiters and Waitresses Day. Oops, instead of a tip, one of Sarah's customers thought he would show his appreciation by patting her on the rear end. She did not appreciate that very much.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, lights. Okay, I can see again. All right, shall we head on out to one segment of our universe and dive into 1 minute inside a woman's head Today's subject is Memorial Day weekend.
And now it's time for another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
I can't believe it's almost Memorial Day weekend. Let's take a look at everything that's wrong with that. A, I have to be at the lake in a swimsuit in 3 days. B, every one of my friends has a cell phone camera. And C, every picture of me will be posted on Facebook. My God, it's the perfect storm. Wait, we also have to add beer and barbecue. That makes it more like the perfect storm with a side of coleslaw. It can't be Memorial Day weekend already. Don't they know I still have 5 pounds of Cinco de Mayo to lose? And 2 weeks later, this cell phone paparazzi will be right back out in full force for wedding season. And this time we'll be adding cake. Yep, it looks like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse will be riding for the next 6 weeks with a cell phone in one hand and a plate full of potato salad in the other. Great.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
Okay. I hope you got a lot from that one.
No.
No. Well, I
guess
think
there are people that worry about that stuff. So,
what I worry about today are young folks or individuals who are determined to try to become a YouTube sensation and do crazy stuff. Case in point, some middle school kids in Ohio are now in trouble for serving teachers food with bodily fluids in it. Yeah. It happened last Thursday at a home economic class called Global Gourmet. They were making crepes, and one student added urine and other bodily fluids. The county sheriff might hit the kids with felony assault charges. He should. Or at least a heavy misdemeanor.
Could have stopped it, hit the kids.
Yeah,
that's pretty disgusting there.
Here's a student explaining what the principal said about it.
It was like some body fluids got into food, and a teacher ate it, and we shouldn't talk about it, and that should never have happened. And he takes the school and everybody in the school very seriously on safety.
I think that that kid should have to take all his classes from that teacher, so she can flunk him in every course. That's ridiculous. What kind of home life do they have, and who are they hanging out with where they thought that was funny? And suppose he had AIDS.
I'm speechless.
And suppose he did that to the colonel.
I really am.
That would be the end of his life. Yeah. Yeah, you better get that packaged food from now on. Turns out Instagram influencers are idiotic in other countries, too. There's one in Poland that just went viral for the wrong reasons. She's a 17-year-old model. She posted a video where she smashes the nose off a historic 200-year-old statue and finds it extraordinarily funny. A bank cut her from an ad campaign, and she was dropped by her modeling agency. Maybe it's not quite as funny now. Here's she is when she did it.
Zrób to, tak.
What? She's like, what's going on here? Is this Tuesday? This is like dumb.
Somebody's filming now. It's on YouTube. And
I've seen some of this stuff where, sometimes you have these, excuse me, out in our national monuments, you have some of these rock formations that are, balanced, and you'll have some knuckleheads going out there and pushing them over and things, and it just doesn't compute with me why people go out and deface statues and pull them over or push rocks over or just beyond me.
Yeah. Me too. It just wasn't the way I was brought up.
And I'm not sure whether all this social media hasn't actually encouraged some of this stuff.
I know it
like,
has.
hey, I can be as dumb as this guy over here. I'll go do this.
Well, it's like this, if because YouTube pays people based on the number of hits on a page.
Yeah, true. That's
So
right.
that's why our check's so big every week from doing the video.
There you go.
that if you put a video up there and it gets a lot of hits, and they stick a lot of advertising around it, their computers do, and you get a check. And some people get tens of thousands of dollars. Some people get well over $1 million a year from YouTube.
How about that? But yet, okay, well, YouTube.
People think their whole lives are so interesting. They tape everything all day long and put up the best little.
I mean, I do use YouTube for a lot of different things. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I read that they also drop people or ban people for just expressing opinions and things like that. They should be taking those kind of videos there where somebody defaces a monument or what was it, a 2,000-year-old statue or something? I can't remember. But it doesn't matter. They're defacing something.
200-year-old.
200 year. Yeah, they should ban that one. That shouldn't have been on YouTube for more than 5 minutes before somebody blanked that out.
Well, we do have a good news story for you this morning.
Yeah, please.
Well, this will give you a little hope for some of the kids out there. As a 17-year-old kid in Kansas who started taking college courses online when he was 11. Now he's graduating from high school and Harvard at the same time. His high school graduation was this past weekend, and his Harvard graduation is next Thursday. He's the first person ever to pursue a bachelor's degree at Harvard while getting a 4-year high school degree at the same time.
Okay.
Don't know what the degree is in, and obviously he had to do it all online.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I'd have to look into that one a little bit.
Yeah.
But still.
But still, it's good news.
Yeah, here's a kid that takes a lot of time and puts a lot of effort, into pursuing that. I would like to read up on that a little bit and see what exactly is going on, and like you say, what is the field of study and et cetera. But,
Now, your son is a firefighter, and the dangers he walks into all the time because it's very unknown a lot of times what you're walking into.
Yeah.
And you got to be heads up. And the question becomes, how far do you go to help? Case in point, firefighters in Phoenix responded to a house fire last Thursday, and when they went inside, there were hundreds, plural, of snakes and other reptiles.
Yeah.
Apparently, the person who lived there was a bit of an enthusiast, do you think?
Yeah.
Fire Captain Greg Hawk says the whole thing was pretty surreal, but they just focused on saving as many of those snakes as they could.
He actually saved them, huh?
Yeah, a lot
Some
of
them pretty exotic, I imagine.
Some of them, they played naked and afraid and ate them around the campfire later.
Well, I kind of had one of our own little incidents with that. And, some of these people that have these collections of poisonous snakes, exotic snakes, etc. I'm sorry, but they
Like
should
the black
have,
mamba?
Well, we didn't have, the guy didn't have one of those, but they should be required to report and identify themselves just for this kind of
that would
thing, you know. If there's a fire emergency,
might make a difference whether I'm walking in that house or not.
Yeah, you can't have people just blundering in there and then find out there's snakes all over the place.
No.
Whether it's a fire, maybe there's a heart attack, the guy, calls 911 because, he's injured or sick or something, and then people walk in there.
Because they might have been secure, but as the fire rages, they might get unsecured. A 23-year-old idiot. Let's see. Oh, this is good news. A 23-year-old idiot in Jersey got busted for peeing on a memorial at a park for a 9-year-old boy who died of brain cancer 5 years ago. His buddy posted the video on social media, which was probably the purpose of the act. But the story has a happy ending. 2 local dads cleaned up the memorial and spoke to the local news. The dads who did it apologized and the guy who did it apologized and said he was so drunk he doesn't remember how he got to the park. You're right. You knew what you were doing.
It's a disgusting act.
As a single parent, you think, what if that was my child? We went down here, we came with gloves, sanitizer stuff, and we got it cleaned up.
We come together when this is our community. When stuff like this happens, we come together and we take care of what needs to be done.
Okay.
All right. In sports, what does a baseball broadcaster do when he becomes part of the play?
A broadcaster becomes part of the play.
A play-by-play broadcaster becomes part of the play. A baseball broadcaster was covering an Atlantic League game in Jersey last Wednesday. That's my southern imitation of a Yankee. You damn Yankee. That's a small pro league with 8 teams. Anyway, he had to do play-by-play of a foul ball he caught himself. As it came up into the broadcast booth. I've had some come my way a few times doing baseball play-by-play, but here's was his call.
1-1. Cordula swings and fouls it off towards the broadcast booth, and I make the catch on the foul ball. I am very proud of myself. I hope somebody got video of that as I caught it on the fly, and it's a 1-2 count. Boy, am I impressive. What a play by me.
That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, we had many foul balls shot back at us and went over the screen and came right at us. And, of course, Tom Emery, the color guy, had his baseball mitt and called them all.
Well, that's good.
He was a baseball catching fool, I'll tell you. And unfortunately, he left us early with a heart attack. But he was a great friend and play caller. All right. John Lithgow, pretty good actor. Told a great story about how he sees acting. Let's see what he had to say.
There's a wonderful story about, I think, Sir Thomas Beecham, great international conductor who'd been invited to guest conduct a great symphony orchestra. And he couldn't get any energy or an enthusiasm out of the musicians. He stopped them and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I know none of you has the slightest interest in playing Brahms' Second Symphony, but you have to play it tonight. I want you to play it for 2 people. The person who's hearing Brahms' Second Symphony for the first time and the one who's hearing it for the last time." And that's exactly how I see acting. It's not really for us to enjoy that much. It's for them to enjoy. It's an act of generosity to give them the impression of the first time.
Wow. That's a great story. I'm never going to forget that.
Well, it's very memorable. It's about your business, not mine.
No, it's about the paycheck at the end of all of it.
Well, essentially you have many actors that look at it as a paycheck, and you can see it when they mail in their performances. But there's quite a few of them out there, I think, that take that particular story to heart.
Well,
Lithgow,
they're good actors that I enjoy watching.
Lithgow, I've seen him in a lot of different stuff, and I'm not sure I've ever seen him mail it in.
No, he always makes it believe. I've seen him as the good guy,
bad guy. He plays
the bad guy.
He plays a great bad guy. I really like him as a bad guy.
And he's been in movies that weren't really up to his standards.
Right.
But he brought it all.
Right.
So, yeah, I liked him. I still like him as an actor. Let's see. All right, we'll skip all that. All right, let's see. There's things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. According to a new study, British people are having dinner 2 hours later than they did in 1997.
Okay.
I guess they're spending more time at the dentist.
I don't know. Why? What's the deal?
I guess they're working longer.
Is that it? Okay.
We just can't do it between 9 and 5. We have to do it between 9 and 7. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That little show is pretty much toast. It's going to conclude after this season. Little Caesars is joining the meatless madness and coming out with an impossible pizza. Yep. No meat. Just a meat-like substance.
All right. I don't understand that. I mean, you can get a cheese pizza, or you can get any kind of, dozens of different pizza with no meat. So what's the big deal about having a meatless pizza? I don't understand that. And then putting some kind of meat substitute back into it. Or are they just not going to produce any kind of a meat pizza, real meat pizza at all? That makes no sense to me.
Now, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she lived to be 105. And she cooked in lard. She cooked with butter, real butter. I don't think I ever saw a margarine stick in her refrigerator. She hand-made all her biscuits. Everything was farm fresh food on the table. And lived to be 105. Now, she did have Alzheimer's. That was just in her genes. And I'm praying she didn't pass it to me. But because the Duke study has shown that it's definitely, the female definitely passes it to men.
Okay.
Men not so much passing to women. And the mother also, you have a lot better chance not getting it if you're a woman from your mother. But you probably definitely going to get it if you're a man. Because all our first sons had it, including my father.
So it's passed through one of those X chromosomes, not the Y chromosome.
Yeah. John Wick 3 actually bumped Avengers Endgame out of the #1 spot over the weekend. I guess I helped do that because I went and saw it.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. It's all right movie. I mean,
I'll wait for Netflix.
My date asked me, she says, what kind of movie is it? And I said, it's just ass-kicking movie.
Shoot 'em up.
Yeah, he does a whole lot of ass-kicking in it.
It's like the Saturday matinee. It's a gunfight.
Sometimes men just need to deliver good ass-kicking, and that's what this movie does, and you can live it through him. Although I thought some of the scenes just went on a little too long. I mean, we know how it was going to end, and we just didn't need to take so long to get to it.
Okay. Well, did they set it up for a John Wick 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it didn't end. Yeah. I had the impression that this was going to be the end game here for John
Wick.
Wick.
In the last scene you would have thought it, but turns out maybe not.
Maybe there's another one. We'll see how much money we
saw a little movement in the body.
Yeah, we'll squeeze this one a little more.
A new study says that drinking too many sugary drinks, get this, now this is important, every day, including fruit juice, increases your chance of dying early by as much as 42%.
Oh, okay.
Now, that can't be all from just drinking the drink. It's probably a symptom of a lifestyle that you lead and what you do drink and eat throughout the day. And anyway, it kills you 42% quicker.
Well, yeah, of course. I think that's true. I mean, like you say, lifestyle. My grandfather, worked dairy for more than 50 years. And, that was eggs, bacon, butter, all those kind of things that, of course,
buttermilk. My grandmother loved buttermilk.
Yeah, and, all that stuff, of course, is bad for you, et cetera. But, when you sit down and eat that in the morning, and then you're out there pushing cows and doing those things out on the farm and working hard all day, it kind of negates the cholesterol and all that stuff that you're worried about. Whereas today, you sit there and eat that same breakfast, and then you go sit at a desk all day. That's a different story.
Yeah. Hackers are demanding $100,000 from the city of Baltimore before saying they will start deleting data using ransomware. Baltimore is trying to quickly dump their stuff onto another drive that they can't control.
Another server,
yeah, and then try to
they should
rebuild it.
They should ask Hillary. She's got a server they can use.
They should have some really, 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 really harsh penalties for these guys if they can ever catch them. They estimate that 20% of Game of Thrones fans missed work yesterday after the finale.
Why?
Well, you're not going to get paid.
Yeah.
414 million pieces of plastic trash were found on a remote Australian island inhabited by only 500 people.
Huh.
That's a lot of trash. To add insult to injury, the final episode of Game of Thrones, there was a couple of scenes which contained water bottles. At least no Starbucks this time. Less than a week before the Spice Girls reunion tour kicks off in Ireland, Mel B was reportedly rushed to the hospital after losing vision in her right eye. She had eye herpes, I understand.
Eye herpes.
Yeah. And Boy George had a run-in with one of the contestants on The Voice Australia. He stormed off the set, and we won't know if he'll be back until next week's episode, if he shows up for it.
How do you have a run-in with a contestant? I mean, what's the big deal?
And our impossible question today, 5% of wedding guests say they never do this, while over 40% say they always do. What is it?
Kiss the bride.
Use the wedding registry to pick a gift.
Oh, okay.
All right, currently here in the Sand Hills area, we're looking at 64 degrees. Your full forecast starts now.
The next couple of days will be comfortable for us. This afternoon, high temperatures will top in the upper 80s. Temperatures will be in the lower 90s off towards the south, but do keep in mind we will have less humidity in place. By tonight, we'll fall into the 60s. Highs for tomorrow will be in the mid-80s, and we'll keep low humidity around until we get into the end of the work week. That is going to pick up. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The lawmakers will be there, but their key witness will not. A former White House counsel is taking a pass on today's hearing before a House committee.
Following a Justice Department opinion that close presidential advisors cannot be compelled to testify before Congress, and after President Trump directed him not to, Don McGahn has told the committee he will not appear despite the panel's subpoena. McGahn's lawyer, William Burke, in a letter to committee chairman Gerald Nadler, encourages the committee to negotiate a compromise with the White House, writing that his client, quote, again finds himself facing contradictory instructions from two co-equal branches of government. In a statement, Nadler calls the refusal the latest example of this administration's disdain for law. Tim McGuire, Washington.
Congress about to get a high-level classified briefing on Iran.
Top security officials will be making their way to Capitol Hill today to brief members of Congress on the mounting tensions with Iran. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan, and General Joseph Dunford, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, will head the closed-door briefings with the House and the Senate. As he was departing the White House Monday afternoon, President Trump told reporters,
"We have no indication that anything's happened or will happen, but if it does, it will be met, obviously, with great force. We'll have no choice."
Mike Gracia, Washington.
The south-central U.S. has been manhandled by severe weather, numerous tornadoes and flash floods resulting in widespread damage, but no serious injuries that we know of. Forecasters warn of more powerful storms today affecting millions from Texas to Missouri, with high winds, tornadoes, heavy rain, and damaging hail, all a possibility. Wall Street this morning, Dow futures up 100 points, S&P futures better by 13. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If credit card debt has you down, nonprofit Trinity Debt Management can help. Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees, and drastically reduce your interest. You'll pay thousands less than you originally owed. It's not a loan. It's a way to become debt-free and possibly improve your credit score. So call Trinity and talk to a certified counselor. They'll explain their proven program to you with no pressure, just practical solutions and hope for tomorrow. Are you ready to pay off your credit cards in less time for less money? Then call for a free no-obligation debt analysis and become debt-free for keeps. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free no-obligation debt analysis. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
Former Defense Secretary Mattis speaks out against a military solution to tension in the Persian Gulf.
Speaking on Monday in Abu Dhabi, Mattis said that Iran's behaviour must change, but he stressed that unilateral action is not the way forward with Tehran, and that the military must work to buy time for diplomats to work their magic, and that America needs to engage more in the world and intervene militarily less. Meanwhile, Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthi rebels say they've attacked a Saudi airport and military base with a bomb-laden drone. There were no immediate reports of injuries or damage. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The British government is debating tweaking its proposed European Union divorce terms in a last-ditch attempt to get Parliament's backing for Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit deal with the bloc. Britain was due to leave the EU on March 29th, but the bloc extended the deadline to October 31st. News and analysis at townhall.com. Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport is on the grow.
The airport plans to build a sixth terminal that would open by 2025 and provide up to 24 new gates for U.S. and international flights. The airport currently has 164 gates spread across 5 terminals. DFW has been growing, inching closer to busier airports such as Atlanta. DFW is American Airlines' largest hub airport. Earlier this month, American opened 15 new gates that will add more than 100 daily flights on its American Eagle affiliate. John Scott reporting.
A tale of two retailers. Home Depot reporting better than expected profits and revenue for the first quarter, easily beating analysts' expectations. JCPenney, on the other hand, reports a loss of $154 million in its fiscal first quarter, missing Wall Street's expectations. Once again, Dow futures up 110 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Aberdeen Prescription Shop is one of the best independent pharmacies. Despite nearby chain stores, customers prefer Aberdeen Prescription Shop. Personal service, drive-through window, and free delivery. All major insurance is accepted, including TRICARE. Order your prescriptions online at AberdeenRxShop.com and click on mobile for the free app or call 944-1313. Aberdeen Prescription Shop at the Town & Country Shopping Center on US 1.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Last year in Moore County alone, 4 out of 5 people lost power, and some outages lasted up to 8 days. Even worse in surrounding counties. Unfortunately, homeowners hit by a storm think about a whole house standby generator after the damage is done. Let Carolina Power and Generators help you maintain peace of mind, no matter the outdoor conditions, with Generac, the #1 brand in residential generators. Carolina Power and Generators offers 24-hour service and regular maintenance, up to a 10-year factory warranty, low interest financing, and free consultations. A whole house standby generator will supply power to your home within seconds after the outage, home or away. Call the team who gives you dependable power and everlasting comfort. Carolina Power and Generators at 910-585-4883 or visit CarolinaPowerandGenerators.com. 910-585-4883.
New York Deli and Catering in the Olmsted Village Shopping Center is a slice of the Big Apple in Pinehurst, featuring Boar's Head meats and cheeses, authentic New York bagels, New York pizza on Wednesdays and Fridays, and a full breakfast menu until 11 a.m. Try their new breakfast sandwich, the Taylor Pork Roll with egg and cheese, a New York area favorite, or choose from one of their 33 signature sandwiches like the Central Park, the Wall Street, or the incredible Plaza Pastrami. New York Deli is open weekdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call ahead for takeout at 295-2264.
Are you tired of having the same old soggy sandwiches for lunch? Well, get out of your lunch rut and head on down to Mamma Mia's. Every Tuesday and Thursday, starting at 11:30 to 2:30, you can get 2 large slices of pizza and a drink for just $7.50. And that's not just any pizza. With over 20 years experience, our pizza artist uses only the freshest and finest ingredients available. And if you're in the mood for a sub, try one of our delicious pizza or meatball subs. We're located at 4243 Seven Lakes Plaza, right off Highway 211. Put down that boring sandwich and head on down to Mamma Mia's and see what everyone in Seven Lakes is talking about.
NCN News. Hi, I'm Mike Rayleigh. Marine officials are reporting the aircraft that crashed near Havelock as a second Marine aircraft wing, AV-8B Harrier, based at the Marine Corps Air Station, Cherry Point. The pilot ejected safely. Colonel Todd Ferry, commanding officer at Cherry Point, tells WITN News.
The first protocol is obviously get our emergency services out here. We had Harlow Fire was out here. We had Craven sheriffs and responders from Craven County. The highway patrols out here as well.
2 people are dead after a small plane crashed near Ketchikan, Alaska yesterday, marking the second time in a week a flight operated by the Tucson Air Company has gone down. Last week, 2 sightseeing planes collided midair, killing 6 people. Correspondent Laura Podesta says the NTSB is investigating both crashes.
The crash last Monday, was a tourist flight. It was 2 tourist planes that collided. This we know was a commuter flight. Taquan Air, they do tourism charters. They fly U.S. mail to remote areas of Alaska, and then they also provide commuter flights. And in this case, it was a commuter flight that went down.
The North Carolina State Highway Patrol is investigating after a crash on Interstate 77 left 1 person dead and 2 others seriously injured early today. The single-car crash happened around 2 a.m. More than a dozen twisters hit Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas yesterday. Earlier in the week, parts of Louisiana were leveled. Maria Variel reports from Mangum, Oklahoma.
Here at the county fairgrounds, this area took a direct hit. The roof has been sheared off of this building. Also, the walls, the framework, they are all gone. 3 homes in this area were destroyed, as well as an apartment complex.
The UNC system has filed a motion seeking to halt changes to who appoints members to a North Carolina Medical Center board. System spokesman Josh Ellis says that attorneys for the system filed documents in Orange County Superior Court Monday seeking to temporarily halt blighted medical centers appointments. You're listening to NCN News.
The Powerade State Games of North Carolina are coming this June to Charlotte. Registration is open for athletes of all ages and skill levels in 24 different sports. The Powerade State Games feature 13,000 athletes and 700 teams. Don't miss out on the largest sports festival of the year. Visit PoweradestateGames.org today. The Powerade State Games are brought to you by BB&T and Harris Teeter. For more information, visit PoweradestateGames.org.
Medicaid expansion, school safety, a statewide bond package, the next state budget. North Carolina lawmakers are tackling these and other topics. You can follow all the action with Carolina Journal. How would these proposals affect you, your wallet, your family? Carolina Journal offers answers. Available each month as a free newspaper. Every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your best source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
A North Carolina government watchdog agency says administrative mistakes and a lack of expertise caused delays in the state's distribution of certain federal long-term recovery funds following Hurricane Matthew. The report released on Monday by the nonpartisan Program Evaluation Division also found $3.7 million in unnecessary state spending. In a new worst-case scenario, researchers have looked at rising oceans and the U.S. coast in the year 2100.
The peer-reviewed study finds sea levels could rise as much as 6.5 feet.
Literally, a significant fraction of the coastal zone of the world winds up permanently inundated.
Co-author Michael Oppenheimer, New York, Miami, New Orleans, among those that could be threatened if radical action isn't taken to battle climate change. UN Chief Antonio Guterres is not optimistic.
The paradox is that as things are getting
getting worse on the ground. Political will seems to be fading.
The new projections are twice as dire as the UN's calculations. They're based on new models for the rate of polar ice melts. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Hundreds of people will be out on the water this weekend in Buncombe County, and first responders say they're ready. Kelly Clope with the Asheville Fire Department tells WLOS News.
It's the season, and so it's going to start picking up.
A popular children's show shines a spotlight on foster children.
Meet the newest kid on the block at Sesame Street.
I don't have a place.
Carly is a green Muppet with fluffy pigtails. She is the first in foster care.
Carly does have a place.
She stars with Elmo in new online videos with her For Now parents, Dahlia and Clem. The Sesame Workshop says they're intended to assure foster parents and providers that what they do matters as they build and rebuild family structures and children's sense of safety. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
A weak cold front that moved across our area is now leaving behind beautiful conditions for this afternoon and less humidity. Temperatures will climb into the mid-80s. We'll see some areas to the south in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Otherwise, for tonight, will fall into the 60s. Highs for tomorrow will be a touch cooler. We'll top off in the mid to lower 80s. We will see the heat and humidity build in as we go into the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, sunny 71 degrees, humidity 87%. That gives us a dew point of 67. Pressure's 30 even, winds calm, visibility 10 statute miles. 8:13. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news. For this Tuesday morning, Fayetteville police officers are investigating a shooting that killed one person and injured another. The incident happened yesterday morning after 8 at a home on Home Place Court. Upon arrival, officers found that 2 people had been shot. One victim was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The name of the victims not yet released. However, the officers did say a toddler and infant were in the home during the shooting. Police have 2 people of interest in custody and are searching for another. No other details were released. And more than 18,000 soldiers hit the pavement on Monday morning for All-American Week, a time to celebrate the 82nd Airborne Division's 102nd birthday and honor fallen heroes. The week kicked off at 6:30 a.m. with a 4-mile run. More than 7,501 boots lined the field of Fort Bragg's Hendricks Stadium. Their placements was to honor the service members who lost their lives since 9/11. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:15.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. It is another trip to the championship round for Golden State in the NBA.
And that'll do it. The Warriors do it again. Another comeback as they defeat the Blazers here in overtime and advance to their 5th consecutive NBA Finals.
The call on TNT Sports is the Warriors swept Portland. They won Game 4 in an overtime thriller, 119-117. Draymond Green says they were locked in defensively in the second half and in the extra session.
We knew if we wanted to have a chance to win that game that we was going to have to make a stand defensively, and that's what championship basketball is all about. May not be able to do it for 48 minutes, but if you can lock in most when it matters, we can live with those results, and we gave ourselves a chance and was able to pull it out.
Trailblazers guard Damian Lillard says even though they lost, they proved they're one of the league's premier teams.
A lot of people will look back at it and say, they got swept, but we had a double-digit lead in the last 3 games and just wasn't able to hold on to it. So I think we showed that we're capable of being here and competing at this level.
Golden State will now get a breather to recoup before going against the winner of the Eastern Conference Finals between Milwaukee and Toronto. The Bucks lead that series 2-1. Game 4 is tonight. The Boston Bruins also waiting to find out who they will face in the Stanley Cup Finals. Yesterday was a travel day for the Blues and the Sharks as their Western Conference Final series shifts to St. Louis for Game 6 tonight. The Blues lead San Jose 3-2. New York Jets fans thought they were finally going to have something to look forward to this weekend when reports started circulating that the team, which recently fired its general manager, would try to pursue Peyton Manning to fill that role. But a new report now says that the Jets' search for a new front office leader will not include the retired two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Close. We're almost there. Basically almost. But you're doing great.
This is NCN Sports.
There's no place like home. It has a certain magic of its own. And memories are made there every day. A lifetime of good times shared along the way. Have yourself a Bluebell Country Day.
You'll be one smart cookie when you try our new cookie cake ice cream. It's sweet cream ice cream loaded with chocolate chip cookie cake pieces and swirls of chocolate and vanilla icing. When it comes to new flavors, this cookie takes the cake.
A lifetime of good times shared along the way. Have yourself a Bluebell Country Day.
The Carolina Hurricanes are entering this offseason confident of one thing, that they shouldn't have to wait another decade to return to the playoffs. They're banking on the fact that they've assembled a nucleus of young players that will qualify for the postseason on a more regular basis. The team cleaning out their lockers yesterday. What's not clear is if Captain Justin Williams will return.
You find out inside whether you have the full capabilities emotionally and physically to do it. And, I put everything I had into it this year.
The Hurricanes made their first playoff appearance since 2009, and they lasted much longer than expected, advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals before they were swept by the Boston Bruins. The series before that, they swept the Islanders, and in the first round, beat the Stanley Cup defending champion Washington Capitals. Josh and Zach, NCN Sports.
I'm here with Aaron Cooper of Cooper Ford in Carthage to talk about service. Aaron, I know that service is a big deal in Cooper country. In fact, certified service after the sale is all part of the Cooper promise.
That's right. At Cooper Ford, we promise to do what we say we're going to do, when and how we say we're going to do it. And speaking of service, May is Military Appreciation Month at Cooper Ford, and I'd like to personally thank all the men and women who have served this great country. It's always an honor to serve those who serve, and as a small token of our appreciation, during the month of May, all active, retired, or veteran military personnel will get one free oil change and up to $1,000 off any new or pre-owned vehicle with a valid military ID. With no games, no gimmicks, just upfront, honest pricing, and certified service after the sale. I'm Eric Cooper, and I want to know you by name. Come in today and let Cooper Ford show you how car buying should be.
Just off 15501 in Carthage, just a few short minutes from the traffic circle, or on the web at cooperford.net. Cooper Ford, working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Serving more people, more places, 24/7. If your AC breaks down, we'll restore your indoor heaven. Installation or repair, one call will be there. It's your family, don't delay. Comfort's just a call away. We're Comfort Services. Comfort Services.
Come to Comfort Services in Aberdeen to get a free estimate on a new Carrier system or heat pump, and you may qualify for a rebate up to $2,000 from Carrier. Get in on the savings and purchase a qualifying heating or cooling product before the Cool Cash rebate ends June 30th. You may also qualify for financing options as well. Stop into Comfort Services on Highway 5 next to the Habitat store in Aberdeen, or call 910-695-2665. Carrier and Comfort Services, a great team.
Comfort's just a call away. Comfort Services.
From the WEEB Community Calendar.
The Kiwanis Club of the Sandhills is conducting its 10th annual blueberry sale now through May 30th. These delicious, locally grown berries come in flats of 12 one-pint boxes for only $32. All proceeds go to support the Kiwanis Club's many local children's programs. Call Kiwanis member Joe at 690-2605 or Greg at 773-0596 to place your order. You can pick up your fresh berries on Friday, May 31st or Saturday, June 1st at Aberdeen Lake Park.
You already know about Little Dino's great subs, but did you know they make some of the very best pizza as well? But if subs are your preference, difference, then you won't find more choices anywhere else. That's why Little Dino's motto is more choices, more flavor. And it's true. At Little Dino's, you'll always eat fresh. But unlike some national chains, their staff isn't fresh. So get off the chain gang and come into Little Dino's for more choices, more flavor, and friendly service. Little Dino's, located in Olmsted Village Shopping Center off 211 in Pinehurst.
We're talking with Sherry Hook of Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. Many homes and businesses in Moore County have asphalt pavement that needs repairing. Sherry, what would you recommend?
Seal coating is the answer. It provides an application that seals and protects to prevent damages from oils, rain, and sun, and results in a like-new appearance at a reasonable price.
Is seal coating also used for preventive maintenance?
It certainly is. It extends the life of your pavement, reducing the need for expensive repairs and replacement. Seal coating should be applied every 2 to 4 years, depending on the wear and tear.
So go online to slcontractingllc.com or to the Facebook page to see their customer reviews. Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt at 910-673-1318. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. 910-673-1318.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. I'm seeing more and more on the news about some athlete in high school dominating a certain girl's sport like wrestling or weightlifting. The story always ends with the news that the girl's a guy who identifies as a girl. To be honest, I don't care what you identify as. I don't have time to worry about it. I'd think that'd be kind of personal for you, but I know that sounds mean. But that's kind of my point today. Exactly what can I say on here that will not sound mean to someone? I'm supposed to act like I think it's really a good thing that some boy dressed up like a girl can kick everyone's rear end in girls wrestling. I'm not impressed, and I shouldn't have to act like I'm impressed, should I? Can you imagine if all of a sudden I told you that I identified as a woman, and I was pretty proud because I was beating all the other 70-year-old women down at the home at arm wrestling? I actually think I could now that my grandma's gone. But wouldn't that be outrageous? Would that mean that you hate me because you aren't there yelling, "Kick her butt, John. You can do it"? As I've stated before, I'm an old man, but I'm still a man, and I still recognize there are differences between us. You don't have to recognize the differences, but I can tell you this, I do, and I'm really happy for them. Here in the Zumwalt Zone.
The next couple of days will be comfortable for us. This afternoon, high temperatures will top in the upper 80s. Temperatures will be in the lower 90s off towards the south, but do keep in mind we will have less humidity in place. By tonight, we'll fall into the 60s. Highs for tomorrow will be in the mid-80s, and we'll keep low humidity around until we get into the end of the work week. That is going to pick up. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Today's show is brought to you by National Waiters and Waitresses Day.
And as your waiter, I'd be thrilled to split your check up 7 different ways. It makes my day. I hope you do that with my tip. I can't wait to add it all up when I finally get done.
All right, here we go, people.
What day is this?
It's Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Y'all ready for the big show?
Yeah!
I got it.
Tuesday. What is this?
Pirate Nerd Radio.
Nerds!
Look, we are professional broadcasters of the future.
What a nerd.
Nerd alert! Heard enough chit chat, everyone?
It's showtime.
Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with retired Colonel Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond.
Morning, Moore County. Hey, weather's nice. Get out there, put the window down on the car, put that arm out, get a little trucker's tan, and move up and down the highway.
Trucker tan this morning.
Yeah.
All right, you got your standing orders. Don't forget, of course, this program is being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link is located. If you're on your mobile device, YouTube does the work. You put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search to get to the results you want. And if you're on your mobile device just needing audio, we suggest many streaming services such as TuneIn, iTunes, Streama, just to name 3. Alexa will do it for you. Google will do it. Just put WEEB into the search. And if you're on our website, it's always available to you in the upper right-hand corner of all of our web pages, where at talk973.com, the icon that says on the air, listen live, tap it once, and you're listening that quick. It's going to be sunny today, 88 for a high. The dew point should be dropping this afternoon down into the 50s, so should be comfortable. Should be. We'll see. Tonight, clear, a little 62. Tomorrow will definitely be nice. 84 for a high, but dew points in the 50s. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, 64. Dew points start creeping up on Thursday, though. Partly cloudy. Get a chance of an isolated thunderstorm, high around 90, and then we start boiling to death on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, with highs around 95 each day, and dew points in the 60s.
Roasting. Yeah.
It's going to suck.
No, it isn't.
Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure 30 even, dew point 67, humidity 87%, is sunny, 71 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Remember that Harold Melvin and the Blue Note song?
Actually, no.
No. You must have been in basic training then.
I guess. I don't know.
No, it would have been a little before basic training days. That was back in the mid to latter 70s. That's when that song was out.
Might have been then. 75, 76.
Yeah. All right, it is 8:28, 28 past the hour. One story I didn't get to last hour let's see. Yeah. 44-year-old guy in Florida set fire to his ex-wife's house last Tuesday. What a nice guy. Led police on a chase in a Dodge Charger painted to look like the General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, here we go. Oh, no.
And he got away until they eventually busted him for hiding in the closet of a mobile home. You may recall Waylon Jennings narrating one of the classic chases from the old TV show.
Now that the ramp was finished, General Lee was raring to take off like the Yankees at Manassas. That's Bull Run to all you folks up north.
Well, anyway, a neighbor described the aftermath of the fire and the mindset of the guy who took off in the replica of General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard.
They looked like they were overwhelmed by all the smoke, because there was a lot of black smoke from what I could see. And I did see the family sitting there very upset. I felt really sorry for them. I almost feel sorry for him, honestly, because I think that if somebody is that stressed to do something like that, they must be in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
Just a good
You remember the song?
That one I do.
Yeah.
Never meaning no harm.
Yeah.
Beats all
Good old redneck song.
with the law since the day they was born.
I'm allowed to say it because I'm a redneck. There you go. Now you know what's wrong with me. All right. What was I going to do next? Think, Steve. All right. Did you know? Oh, I know what it was. Boy, it's Tuesday. Colonel?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You know it comes on Tuesday. It's our testosterone measurement,
okay.
testosterone estrogen measurement test.
Yeah, well, I'm drinking my coffee, so it'll be all right.
Suck it in that caffeine. You'll be right. All right. This is a test we give the Colonel every week to make sure, and he always has been, in balance as far as his testosterone and estrogen is concerned. We asked him questions designed for men that women would know the answer to, and questions for women that real men would know the answer to. All righty. So here we go. With if I can find where I put them, I get them up and then this thing moves them. All right. Here are questions for men that women should know the answer to. Questions for men that women should know the answer to. Which of the following is often used to get chewing gum out of hair? Is it peanut butter, fingernail polish remover, or ice?
Fingernail polish. Yeah, a little acetone in the hair. That'll work well. No, and what was the last one?
Ice.
No, ice doesn't work. So it had to be oil, peanut butter.
That's right.
It's the oil and peanut butter.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. I always heard ice.
No. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Ice doesn't work for
just freezes it right onto it, doesn't it?
It doesn't. You have to have something to make it unadhere to the fibers or to your hair or whatever, and ice doesn't do that.
Which of the following actresses has never been a James Bond girl?
Oh.
Is it Beyonce, Halle Berry, or Jane Seymour?
Oh, it's Beyonce.
Ding. Man knows.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right, and lastly, on the estrogen side of things.
Bond girls, well, what can I say?
What do Mills and Boons produce? That's M-I-L-L-S and B-O-O-N-S. Produce.
Mills and Boone?
You get extra points if you know it without multiple choice.
This will be a guess. Not, okay, if a wag, I'll take sheets. Bed linens.
That's a logical answer, but not so.
All right, well.
Is it shoes, designer bags, or romance novels?
I have no clue. Shoes.
No. It's romance novels.
Okay, well, there you go. That is one aisle that I skip when I walk through the bookstore.
Well, you see, women would know the answer to that.
Yeah, well, that explains it.
All right, here are questions for women that real men would know the answer to. You get extra points if you answer without the multiple choices.
Right.
If you have a 2-cycle engine, say in your weed whacker, what 2 ingredients do you mix to make it run?
Gas and oil.
Ding, ding. Yes. Gets 2 points for that. The other answers were gas and alcohol or gas and kerosene.
Kerosene would actually work
Blow
in
it
an
up.
emergency. No, it won't.
Oh, kerosene would work in an emergency?
Yes, you have to do a little research. You'd have to change the mixture a little bit.
Back to the YouTube file then.
Yes.
All right. Question 2. Men have a ridge on their body that women do not. Where is it located? I know where mine's located.
Have a what? A ridge?
Men have a ridge on their body that women do not. Where is it located?
A ridge.
Do you know before I give you a choice?
On your forehead.
Ding. Above their eyebrows.
Yes. Low brow, high brow. Yeah, there you go.
Not a unibrow.
Neanderthal. Yeah, there you go. Well, hopefully not.
Yeah, the Neanderthal look. All right. So he's got 4 points after only 2 questions. He's just stoking it on the testosterone side. Beer is made by a process called fermentation. Fermentation is a chemical process turning what into alcohol?
Sugar and alcohol.
Ding, ding. Wow, you've never gotten 6 points before. You must have been drinking a bottle of testosterone.
I've been on a Navy ship. I know how that works.
Yeah. They know how to make these things, do they?
Yes, they do.
All right. Well, what'd you have? 2 on the other and 6 there. Yeah, you definitely in proper balance. You need a little estrogen in your life, but not too much. If you're a real man.
There you go.
There you go. All right, now we're going to take all this wonderful knowledge and find out if the Colonel is smarter than a fifth grader.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little
worn out.
Yeah. I was brain freeze there.
The following are from a standard fifth grade curriculum in the U.S. Answer 4 out of 5, or you ain't got the sense of a fifth grader.
No math today, I hope.
I don't think so.
Good.
All right. Which of the following items would be considered opaque? A glass window, sunglasses lens, or aluminum foil?
Aluminum foil. Opaque.
That's what I would have said, but they're
is
saying
it the
no.
Sunglasses? It's the sunglasses.
They're saying sunglass lenses.
Yeah, all right. I got it. I did. I got it wrong. Yep.
All right. You're not allowed to miss anymore.
Yeah, okay.
The Boston Tea Party redefined the way people protest. What year did it happen? Do you know?
I don't. I can't I can't keep dates straight. It's
all right,
17...
was it 1773, 76, or 83?
Oh, no. The earliest one, 73.
73. Ding.
I knew it was 70-something. I wouldn't have picked 3 out. Yeah. Okay.
What is the freezing point of a Celsius thermometer?
The freezing point on Celsius is 0.
0. Yeah. Ding, ding. 2 points for that.
Oh, okay.
Since you didn't have to wait for answers.
Yeah.
So you're back up to a full compliment here. You got 3 points after 2 questions.
So I didn't know what opaque was. Okay.
No, 3 points after 3 questions. Well, like I said, I would have said the same thing you said. And I'm never wrong.
And you're looking at the answers.
And I'm looking at the answers. Which of the following best describe what happened when a chocolate bar melts? Is it a solid becomes a gas, a solid becomes a liquid, or a liquid becomes a gas?
When a chocolate bar melts, is solid to liquid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ding. Well, you remember, this is fifth grade questions
All
here.
right. Well,
It's in college SAT, although some of them seem like it. What was the month and day of the 1929 stock market crash that started the Great Depression?
The month and day?
Oh. Month and day. Was it April 15th,
No.
August 30th, or October 29th?
October 29th.
Ding. All right.
It was October. I had no clue what the day was.
Well, you got it right.
Okay.
So
well, yeah.
you get all 5 points today, and you are smarter than a fifth grader.
Oh, good. As smart as a fifth grader. There you go.
Smarter than.
Because most of the fifth graders would have gotten them, too. I would hope.
You think?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
There's
some smart fifth graders out there.
Oh, yeah. You see them on the weekends when they have that brain game on Channel 5 with the high school students.
Yeah.
And especially when they get into the math and these.
Oh, well, well, I'm out on
I can do all the problems. It's just that they do them in their heads at a fraction of a second. I want to spread it out on a spreadsheet and figure it out.
Well, the numbers are all a jumble to me anymore. The dates are getting harder and harder for me.
All righty. Come on, Windows, and play a little radio with me this morning. It'd be really nice. Okay. Close that out. Open up my rim shots. See if we can put a smile on your face with these this morning. I think my battery's getting low on my mouse here. Being a little testy with me this morning. Anyway, all right. Whitney Houston, a Whitney Houston hologram tour is in the works. The Whitney Houston hologram is so realistic, Bobby Brown just tried to hit it up for money. Because apparently Whitney's heirs will always love making a buck off of her memory.
As do most of those types of situations. Yeah.
You know, it was a needless death. She was just so screwed up she drowned in the bathtub. Yeah. Mr. T turned 67 today.
Izzy T, 67.
Yeah.
Wow.
These days, the fool he pities the most is the one who has to change his diaper. Kelly Osbourne is celebrating 2 years of sobriety, not on purpose. Whenever there are drugs in the house, Dad beats her to it.
Man.
There was a water bottle visible on the Game of Thrones finale. Or else, did you see it?
No, I did not.
Or else it was shot in the, it was a shot of the representatives from the House of Aquafina. Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost from Saturday Night Live had an engagement party. The theme was, what the hell is she thinking? Because the math doesn't add up on that one.
No, you know.
You look at him, you say 3. You look at her, you say 8, 9.
Yeah.
And it's just not equal math there at all.
Well, it's the new math.
Yeah, but she loses. Keanu Reeves, well, she's a flaming liberal, so we don't care. Keanu Reeves says he had a crush on Sandra Bullock while filming Speed, but he didn't act on it because, as we all know, Keanu Reeves can't act. So.
Well, he did okay in the Wick things, you know, because he just had to be kind of a cipher, and you know.
They had a whole lot of computer aid to the fight scenes.
Right. Yeah.
So when he shot somebody through the head, the brains did exit the back.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that.
Right.
And when he broke a guy's neck over, he put a book standing up and grabbed a guy and then broke his neck over it.
Yeah.
And they made that look pretty realistic.
Yeah.
There was a lot of realism.
And computer graphics.
Well, he cut his finger off, too.
Did he? Ooh.
Yeah, he had to sacrifice his ring finger, well, on the left hand.
Oh, okay.
So when they showed him...
Are you giving away spoilers here for the people who haven't watched it? If you haven't watched John Wick 3 yet, tune out now.
No, that's it. There's plenty of more fight scenes. They go forever.
Of course, you can go on YouTube and find out what happened anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. Mama June is reportedly living in an Alabama casino. So, hey, the next time you think nothing next time you think nothing in this word makes sense, please refer to the previous sentence.
Okay.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have marked that one. Laney Hardy won the American Idol. Get to know that name because he's going to be serving you at Outback Steakhouse soon enough there.
Okay.
Steve Croft left 60 Minutes, not by choice. He hit the mandatory retirement age of 112. See, Marley Safer went into his 80s. Mike Wallace made it almost to 90.
Did he? Yeah. Who was the other guy, the old dude that used to be at the end there? He was 90-something too, wasn't he?
Ed Bradley?
No. Andy Rooney or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Eyebrows.
Yeah, that was him.
He had old man eyebrows.
He did.
Yeah. I have to groom mine so I don't have old man eyebrows.
Well, yeah, you know, when you're doing your video here, you don't want to look too ridiculous. So, yeah.
Billionaire investor Robert Smith announced during his Morehouse College commencement address that he'd pay off the entire graduating class student loans. He was held as a hero until he accidentally spoiled the ending of Game of Thrones. Then they didn't like him so much.
There you go.
Multiple Democratic presidential candidates have sought 2020 advice from Jimmy Carter. So congratulations on your re-election, Donald Trump.
Yeah, there you go. Ask Carter. That's right. Get Carter.
Yeah.
That's a classic movie.
Yeah. Nike is among the 170 footwear companies urging Trump not to raise tariffs on China. It's so confusing. They say they don't want Trump to raise tariffs, but then they go and say, just do it. So, who knows?
Well, obviously, there's a little hypocrisy here. You know, the Democrats or liberals want more taxes and want to take more of your money and then complain when Donald Trump actually does something that will part you from more of your money.
Yeah. Well, it's just trying to level the playing field. So.
Well, and that's it, because there's a purpose to it, unlike some
China's
of the taxes
underwriting a lot of the products that come out of China.
Right.
And that is not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Decaying wells have been washing up in California. One even made it to the front row of the Lakers games, or was that Jack Nicholson? And a Taco Bell-themed hotel is opening in Palm Springs. Their slogan, we'll leave the seat down for you. And that's your rim shots for today. All right, it is 8:47. Another day of our wimpy school board of not getting our $1.5 million to us.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We'll be talking more about that tomorrow when the extended Zoom zone is on.
Non-hackers, yeah.
Yeah, well, it just irritates me that we're due $1.5 million and they think nothing of it. They just go, oh, no. We'd have to sue and we may not get it. No, you wouldn't. We've told them how to do it. We've told them how to save $6 million a building, and they have no interest whatsoever.
Yeah,
why? Because it would require a little more work on their part, and it doesn't pay them any extra. That's the mentality of our school board and administration. They don't care about the people paying the taxes. Oh, let's get more money from you. Yes, let's hit you up with a bond. And the taxpayers approve it all, only to be just slapped right across the face with, what's the word I'm looking for? Meaning I could care less about what I just did to you.
Indifference.
Indifference, yeah.
The back of the hand. Yeah.
Yep. All right. 8:48. That's why if you've had it and you're willing to do it and save us $6 million of building for schools, and willing to go get our $1.5 million we're due, because good old Dr. Bob won't do it. He's too big a wimp to do it. Then it's time for some other people to step up and start running. 8:49. All right, let's go catch a bad guy or two this morning.
You, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you...
All right, my friends, it's time once again to step up and head across that floor. In the style of the Duke, John Wayne. Open up those closet doors, look at all 30 of your safes. And today we're going to go to safe number 10. We haven't been there in a long time, and open this bad boy up and let the colonel reach in and grab the weapon of choice.
Yeah, all revolvers in here. Oh, this one looks like a Ruger Red Hawk in .44 caliber.
All right, we'll throw it into the bag, or I should say the holster.
Yeah, there you go.
Pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of some super whoop ass as we now head out the door in relentless pursuit of stupid criminal news. Look at all this trouble just because a random duck apparently wanted a cheeseburger or something. A guy named Neil Edward Cecil from Chester, England, turned 40 a few weeks ago, and he and his 31-year-old friend, Lee Gordon, went out drinking Then stopped at a McDonald's for some food. Yep, you know you're drunk when you need the food to mop up the alcohol. Well, while they were eating, a duck, a real duck, randomly waddled into the place.
Uh-oh.
I guess it needed to put down some duck poo. And Neil and Lee started arguing about the duck. We're not exactly sure what they were arguing about. We just know that it was duck related. We also know they started brawling. And they fought with the cops when they came to break up the brawl. They both were in court this week. They both got 12 months probation and $108 in fines. I guess that was the cause of cleaning up after them.
That duck argument.
Huh?
That duck argument.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that duck. That's not a duck.
That's a mallard duck. No, it's not. It's a something else duck. Stupid criminal news number 2. Isn't the point of carrying a gun to avoid this? Earlier this month, a guy in Eagle River, Alaska, was walking home around 2 in the morning when some guys came up and stole the gun he was carrying.
Interesting.
I believe in Alaska, you don't have to have a CC permit. You can just carry a gun.
I don't know. I've never been to Alaska.
Anyway.
Never studied it.
They got it from him by pointing a gun at him. The police are looking into it for the guy who stole the gun at gunpoint. And lastly, how can one person make so many bad decisions in such a short stretch of time? There's a 40-year-old guy named Brian Couture in Forest Grove, Oregon. And back in March, he called 911 to report that someone had broken into his house, fought with him, and stole the $700 his daughter made from selling Girl Scouts cookies. When the police got there, the house was trashed and Brian was a bloody mess. They took him to the hospital and searched for the burglar, but they couldn't find anyone. And eventually, Dummy, Brian meaning, confessed what really happened. Turns out he'd stolen his daughter's cookie money to pay for, wait for it, an erotic massage with a happy ending.
You should have gone with Bob Kraft.
Yeah, he might have got a twofer. Anyway, then he staged the break-in and, I guess, beat himself up. He just took a plea deal. He pled guilty to initiating a false report and got 18 months of probation, 80 hours of community service, and a $100 fine. And probably front page on the local newspaper. All right, now, my friends, is your stupid criminal news for this Tuesday. Okay. All the things happening out there.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about Alaska. I would imagine that, yeah, you probably could just carry one. I mean, you can walk out your back door and walk into a bear or something.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's learn
and
something.
Now it's time for
Random facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, a random fact for today, and maybe a spare if we're lucky here. Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, was the 287th person to sign up for Facebook. He was an undergrad at Harvard at the same time as Mark Zuckerberg and signed up with Facebook when it was only available to the students there. Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz, Hotwire, and Hotel.com are all owned by the same company, Expedia.
Interesting.
Tetris was created in 1891. You don't want to compete, buy them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Tetris was created in 1984 by a researcher in artificial intelligence who wanted to test the power of computers in the Soviet Union. The Statue of Liberty was originally designed to be a lighthouse for the Suez Canal in Egypt.
Yes.
They didn't want it, so they said, hell, send it to those Americans. They'll take anything and be grateful for it. And there were 388 cases featured on Unsolved Mysteries that have now been solved.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah. Till Robert Stack went and died on us.
Well, you know, things happen.
Mr. Untouchable.
Yeah, he was getting up there.
And that, my friends, is your random facts for today. It is 4 away from the top of the hour. Here's a question we probably need to know the answer to. The tough thing about spoilers is no rule of time or place limit is in place. Can you talk about Game of Thrones now it's been over 24 hours, or is it still a spoiler if you reveal the end of Friends 15 years after it happened?
No, it's over. Once it's broadcast, it's done.
A new survey looked into it, and almost everyone thinks that there should be a time limit, including a majority who said you shouldn't expect people to wait more than a week. If you haven't watched it by then, well, that's your fault.
Hey, you got 30 seconds as far as I'm concerned.
People were asked how long you wait before openly discussing what happened on a TV show, like work or on social media. 64% said a week or less. That includes 14% who said right around a week is fair. 20% said a couple of days. 14% said 1 day.
Too bad.
16% said you should be able to talk about it, the episode immediately after it airs.
Right. There you go.
So that's basically 1 in 6 people who don't care about ruining it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I recorded the Super Bowl. Don't tell me who won. Yeah, right. Get out of here.
7% of you should have to wait at least a couple of weeks. 2% a month. 2% said more than a month. But whatever your personal comfort level is on a single episode, always lean on the side of caution before spoiling anything as major as Game of Thrones series finale. And that's the last word. So it goes for this Tuesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a Hump Day Wednesday already. And the extended Zoom All Zone at 8:30. And don't forget, millions of Americans, don't forget to support all the mom and pop businesses this year on our airways, because they are the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create more jobs for all of us. And don't forget, millions of Americans, they have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Hot Steamy Dog Park.